Our paint guy brought us his 4th gen Prelude. This thing is pretty legit.
Look at the interior, it's all nice and pretty. Clean.
So he's saying that it's running rough, low power, boggy. He just feels like it should have more performance than it does. We worked out a deal with him, and we're gonna see if we can't get this thing running like it should, and Russ can get his Prelude the way it deserves. Brennan took it out for a test drive. Just kind of tell him what you found.
So it's a little confusing. So these are, I believe they're supposed to hit VTEC at 5,500 RPMs, correct?
I think it's like 52, but
52. I'm not sure. I
depending
don't
on
remember the
what
last
ECU
one.
is in it.
I know he said that they did something with the tuning, so I'm not exactly sure when VTEC is supposed to kick in. And he doesn't know what program they tuned it with, so I don't know. Because if it was something we have, we can plug into it and see, but we don't. So we have no clue. So it doesn't feel like it's hitting VTEC, so we're going to change out the VTEC solenoid, look at it. And then the other thing was, now the power was this air filter, which he does have, because this is a JDM engine. He does have an air filter from Japan, but you can see it is just pure grody-ness. And so I took that off, and it helped out a little bit. Wasn't very much. And then I reset the ECU, disconnected the battery, unplugged the sensor from the thing, and tried everything like that. But yeah, so we'll see after Jake brought us a new VTEC solenoid.
Got a pretty high idle, even if it's a little cold. We're gonna back this thing out. So it's definitely super boggy. I don't know, we'll have to check vacuum lines and stuff. We're gonna unplug the VTEC solenoid here and see if it has the same symptom, because if it does, then
Wait, what the hell is this redneck shit going on?
it's probably ran to the ECU, straight to the ECU.
So there's probably something wrong there.
So yeah, we're gonna unplug it and see if it has the same symptom.
Wait.
There's definitely some weird stuff going on here. VTEC is definitely not engaging. I'm gonna have to look at this wiring and see what the heck is going on. Yeah, they got it like grounded here. I don't know. But the rough idle, I found this vacuum line disconnected. I'm sure it runs to the cruise control. Figure out where that vacuum line goes. I think that'll take care of our idle problem. Clean up this wiring, figure out what's going on. I think the first thing I'm gonna address is pull the passenger side kick panel, pull the ECU out, see if it's like a P13 or what's in it. These two?
Yep, those are from the VTEC solenoid. There's just some redneckery going on down there.
Gonna have to Google that.
VTEC Al tuning?
Yeah. VTEC Al tuning. We're gonna Google VTEC Al tuning and see what's up with this. Like the label's gone, so I don't even know what ECU it is. I'll have to open it up.
The only thing that's coming up is VTEC Georgia. VTEC tuning service, chip tuning files, ECU remapping, and map packs provided by professionals.
Alrighty, so it seems like everything was wired up appropriately except for the ground to the VTEC pressure switch. So we got it temporarily wired into the ECU. We're gonna give it hell. Talked to one of the mechanics that worked on this car previously. He's thinking this is not a VTEC ECU. There's no markings on it. It's aftermarket. At least someone's been inside of it. It's got an SST chip in it. I don't know. Maybe it's a P14. I looked for my P13. I could not find it, so I'll have to look tomorrow some more. See if I have it, so we can definitely rule that out. If it is an ECU, it looks like I can get one for like $100, and we'll just go from there. Other than that, I think the bogging problem has something to do with the EGR or the OT sensors. So we're gonna go take this thing for a rip. So I'll kind of show you what we got. We went and took her out for a test rip after rewiring this ground in, and still doing the same thing. So cut where they had the solenoid wired in to the ECU. Got this alligator clip clipped to that and taped up, and we're gonna put a test light on it to see if the ECU is sending it signal. I've also got the wire going to the solenoid. If we're not getting signal from here, I'm going to bring the power probe with us and give the solenoid 12 volts and see if it kicks in. When we touch the actual wire coming from the solenoid to the test light, when VTEC's engaging with the light on, it shuts the light off. I'll show you kind of what's going on. Once we touch it, no light. So kind of just go through what we've done. I did test the solenoid and it was working properly. We pulled the valve cover off just to inspect everything. Pulled the center cam cap just to make sure or the oil feed orifice was good. Everything looks good in the head. Looks like it's getting proper oiling. So I kind of got curious and had Brennan send power from that wire up here, and I tested. I probably should have done this first. I assumed that because they ran a blue and green wire and the sensors are blue and green, that, you know, they wired them accordingly. They didn't, they wired them backwards. So in the cab from our ECU on pin A, we had it going to the oil pressure sensor instead of the VTEC solenoid and vice versa. Hopefully that's our problem. So we're gonna torque down these cam caps and put the valve cover on. I got a new gasket for it, and then go from there. We got the VTEC solenoid wire going to A4. The ground is still temporarily wired into A26. And then on the D plug, we've got their old wiring that's going into D plug. Hopefully this works. If this works, we'll wire it correctly and put some loom on everything, clean it up, make it look right. And not done all ghetto.
Let's see it.
I got a bill, it's all puffy. Okay, stop. I wish God gave me 3 hands, you know that? Or 3 arms. I could do a lot with 3 arms, dude. I could conquer the world. I want to bet.
Look at what you've done with two.
Look what I've done with 2?
Yeah. A whole lot of buckets.
I can't think of any good roasts. Right, and then that thing, there you go. Professional! Professional!
So check it out, we got the harness built. So we depinned everything, heat shrunk everything, wire loomed everything. This thing's legit. Should be a lot better than a couple of wires running along the firewall. We're actually gonna go through the rubber grommet in the firewall instead of running it all the way through and back down. I don't like that. And then it'll pop out right by the ECU. So gonna get that installed, and then we're gonna address the vacuum leak and I think the EGR wiring. We got the VTEC harness wired up, heat shrinked, all that good jazz, zip tied. Everything looks legit now. So gonna throw the ECU back in here, clean up all these wires from speakers and what used to be a nitrous system. Get them wrapped up, zip tied out of the way so they're not just thrown under the carpet.